who is the MVP? Who is the MVP? Who is the MVP? And we're 6 weeks in, or just finished 6 weeks, or pretty much 7 weeks in, and I wanted to give my top 5 MVPs. Now, this was tough because the MVP has pretty much turned into a quarterback award. You have quarterbacks throwing for 4,000, 5,000 yards, 30, 40 touchdowns a game or a season. It's hard not to give it to a quarterback. And that's why usually the offensive player of the year usually goes to a running back or a wide receiver. And if I don't think that's fair, because there are some teams that are carried, like the Tennessee Titans, that are carried by, Derrick Henry and his rushing yards. There's some teams that their best player could be a wide receiver. I don't know. And if the voting for the MVP was a little better, then Derrick Henry would definitely be in consideration. I think Derrick Henry could be the MVP if they really gave it to a running back, or maybe DeAndre Hopkins has something to say about that, or Devonte Adams, Stephon Diggs. I think if they gave the MVP award to a wide receiver or a running back, or if they were more open to give it to them, I would say that, the MVP could go to them. But because it really doesn't, it's really a quarterback award, unfortunately, or that's what it's turned into. Here are my top 5 MVPs. Number 5, I have Josh Allen. Again, the Chiefs are 4-2. Let's not, even in their 2 losses, right? The first week loss against the Steelers and Monday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans. Josh Allen has been incredible. Josh Allen made a hell of a, he played incredible. I mean, he threw for 353 yards, 3 touchdowns, even though he did have an interception. Josh Allen has been incredible. They've been blowing out people, and that is because of Josh Allen. Josh Allen it goes back to the Baker Mayfield thing. Josh Allen has exceeded expectations, especially, only coming from Wyoming. He had incredible he had some incredible accuracy issues coming into the league, or no, like his first few years in the league, and now he's one of the best young quarterbacks, maybe the best young quarterback. And I have him at number 5. I have him at number 5. Number 4, I have Dak Prescott. I did not see this coming. I did not see the Cowboys, even though they did do Hard Knocks, I did not see the Cowboys being a Super Bowl contender. I did not see, especially after the gruesome injury that we saw Dak Prescott sustain, I did not think that he was going to come back and be this good. I mean, this team and the Cowboys is so dependent on Dak Prescott. I'm not saying, Zeke's bad or Tony Pollard's bad, but this team is going to go as far as Dak Prescott will take them. And Dak Prescott has been incredible this entire year. I am not taking anything away. And it's hard for me to say this being a Washington fan, but I'm not taking anything away from what Dak Prescott has done. He has super exceeded my expectations. So I have Dak Prescott at 4. At 3, I had Tom Brady. Tom Brady's on pace. I mean, Tom Brady's having the best season of his career at like 44, 45 or something like that. Like, he's on pace to be top 3 in touchdown passes. He's on pace to be top 2 in passing yards before the season ends. And Tom Brady's just been incredible. Like, and it's still mind-blowing the fact that he is the age that he is and he's having his best season of his career. That is crazy. Now, I will say that it does have something to be said that, coming to the Bucs, this is the best unit he's ever played with. Not saying the best player, because he did have Rob Gronkowski when he was younger, and he did have Randy Moss, 2-3 years. But, having Mike Evans, having Chris Godwin, having Leonard Fournette, having Antonio Brown, having Gronk still, O.J. Howard, you give the GOAT weapons and he's going to use them. So I have Tom Brady at number 3. I have Lamar Jackson number 2. I have Lamar because, again, it goes back to what I said when we did the week 6 breakdown. Everything that should go against the Ravens has not gone against them. Their running back core was decimated. they have been still one of the best rushing teams in the league. Lamar Jackson's limitations have been he can't really throw the ball. In fact, I came in here, and that's the crazy thing about Lamar Jackson. He's improved week after week. Because remember, against the Raiders, the game one, probably the only game where Lamar Jackson's played bad. I said Lamar Jackson still struggles with throwing the intermediate pass, throwing, boom, boom. He's still not good at throwing the short passes. Well, he has completely changed that and completely improved that. And it's like now Lamar Jackson can do it all. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's accurate. I mean, a lot of the touchdown passes that he doesn't make, they're either dropped by somebody or, it just didn't work out. But Lamar Jackson has been incredible. And the only reason why Lamar Jackson is number 2 is because I don't have anybody at this point over Kyler Murray. That's why I have Kyler Murray number 1. The Cardinals are firing on all cylinders. The Cardinals are playing great. That offense is humming with DeAndre Hopkins, with A.J. Green. Now you're getting Zach Ertz. Kyler Murray, I think the reason why a lot of people are kind of skeptical and kind of wait to see with Kyler Murray is because Kyler Murray started like this last year. Last year, he started all guns blazing, firing, and then he got hurt. Kyler Murray is still incredibly small. He's still one of the, if not the smallest quarterback in the league. And of course, he does still take some of those big hits. And I think a lot of people are in that wait and see mode. Because, again, this is starting – now, he was better this year than last year, but last year he started incredible. He started all guns blazing. They were incredible. Then he got hurt. And once he got hurt, came back, or when, it was a steep decline. So I am going off what I've seen in 6 weeks, and I have Kyler Murray as my MVP at this point. Until somebody beats them, until he has a horrible game. And he's had a bad game. Don't get me wrong, he's had a bad game, but the bad game hasn't cost him. I think his worst game this year was against the Vikings, but it hasn't cost him. He still played, it wasn't like horrible. It was just bad to his standards. And I haven't seen anybody knock them off. So I have Kyler Murray number 1, Lamar Jackson number 2, Tom Brady number 3, Dak Prescott number 4, and Josh Allen number 5. Again, if the MVP was fair, if it was a fair award, like, quarterbacks didn't just get it, then I think that players like Derrick Henry would always be in the mix and could be top of this list, or definitely in this list. Maybe Devonte Adams, how much the Packers use him. I think he could be up. DeAndre Hopkins, how reliable he's been for Kyler Murray. Hell, even the defense. TJ Watt is the best player on the Steelers, and he is their driving force. He is their engine. TJ Watt has been incredible. Aaron Donald still commands double and triple teams. So I think that if it was more fair and it wasn't just a quote-unquote quarterback award, then some of those players would definitely be on my list. But because this is the quarterback award and people like Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, they've been incredible, that's my list for the MVP. So, again, this is only week 7 at this point, and I'm excited to see what goes from there. So let's move forward. Oh, and honestly, this can all change. There's still people there's players that Lamar Jackson may be the MVP. We'll see what Patrick Mahomes does towards the end, because he's struggled incredibly this year, but he's still Patrick Mahomes. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers is doing. I mean, they're 5-1 at this point, so it can definitely change. But let's move forward.